Hey, this is Beard of Utrecht, and this is my first video about my Skoolie adventure. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the things I learned from driving a bus 1,000 miles. I bought this bus in Maryland, and I drove it to Wisconsin, which is where I'm going to be performing my build. On the way, I'm going to learn a lot about building, welding, plumbing, electric, AC, DC power. Just the whole thing is going to be a learning experience, and I'm really excited about that. So here's things I learned driving a school bus for the first time. These bad boys don't go very fast. Now that's not initially a problem, but when I'm on the highway, I couldn't go over 57 miles an hour, and that was a little bit confusing because I had never experienced that type of driving before. Then I found out that, of course, school buses are supposed to go slower on the highway, and I think everybody knows that. So every vehicle you can imagine, from cars to 18-wheelers, passed me on the regular. So I had to get used to that. Driving uphill and downhill, a lot of times the speed wouldn't pick up, and of course I couldn't understand why. Why? Because it's a school bus, it's a lot heavier, my engine is in the rear, and so really getting used to the feel of driving a bus was certainly something. It was supposed to take me 11 hours to get from my first destination in Maryland to where I was going to visit my family in Illinois. That drive with brakes and with bathroom brakes, gas brakes and things like that took probably about 20 hours. And when you're driving with a mission because you need to be somewhere at a certain time, that definitely adds the stress to it. My second leg of the trip from Illinois to Wisconsin, it took very long. It was a 5.5 hour trip that should have took 5.5 hours, ended up taking about 10. That was a pleasurable trip. I didn't drive on the highway that goes through Chicago. I drove on the interstate, so there wasn't much traffic, and I didn't have to worry about my speed. So, learning about how fast they go. Oh, and let me not forget, going over bumps in a school bus when you're in the driver's seat, initially, scary as hell. Feeling the whole bus lift up in the air lets me know that, maybe 50 miles an hour isn't so bad. Of course, I'd want to get better, mileage on the highway. But as I continue to learn the bus, continue to learn about the engine and other things, I think that, everything will start to come into fruition, might be the word I'm looking for. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm Beard of Utrecht. This is my bus, and I'll give you guys a little preview of it. I just cleaned out all of my belongings, and the next videos over the course of these months will show you the things that I'm learning as I break the bus down, as I build the bus. So any comments, any suggestions are very welcome. I'm on Skoolie.net, so I have a large group of people who have done the same thing, who are more than willing to give as much information as possible to help make this journey a seamless one. I expect it to be difficult. It's going to be a labor of love, but I'm looking forward to it. So stay tuned. I look forward to having a bunch of subscribers. I'm going to have a Patreon soon. I have an Instagram for my bus and for myself, Instagram.com/ChandlerHouse2. That's the name of my bus, and I'll explain that in my next video. Anyway, this is Utrecht, Beard of Utrecht, signing off.